Here we are again, a 2012 Dodge Ram, and the diagnosis it just got, it's a goner. This thing is done. Let's find out why. Let's get started. Before we dive into this Ram, you guys know every so often Mrs. Wizard has some really sweet projects. She does part works, and the holiday season is upon us. She's got some really cool keychains and lamps and clocks and all kinds of really cool things for you guys. If you're tired of underwear and socks and deodorant and things like that in your stocking, these are going to be some really cool gifts. The link is in the description below. You don't want to miss out. You want to bid on some really sweet part work she has. So let's dive into this Ram. It's a 2012 Ram with a 5.7 Hemi. It's actually been to another shop and it got a death sentence there. And they're just curious, was it really that bad? They brought it for a second opinion here to Omega, and we're going to dive in today and show you what we found. And it's not good. But before we dive into what's broken on this thing, let's take a look around it. This one's a little rough. It has some dents and dings on it. I want to show you guys what we found there too. So here's the front of this Ram. We do see that the front looks okay. It does have a headlamp that's got some condensation inside of it. But other than that, it's doing decent. It does have a scratch on the bumper. It looks good as you go down this side until we get to the bed of the truck. You can see it's got some little bit of mangling going on there above the wheels. This bumper is kind of pulled out and the rear of the bumper is kind of cattywampus. The paint shows well. It's got a few little scratches, but the other side is pretty decent. Let's jump into the interior and take a look around in there.
Okay, you will be able to tell this has been a workhorse. It does only have 149,018 miles on it, but you're going to see that they have earned those 149,000 miles. Dash is in pretty good shape. Don't see any major problems, no major dirt, no dust, nothing like that. So it's looking good. Got a nice shelf in there with the phone holder as well. But as we move over, you see again, we're looking pretty good. Our HVAC system with our radio area is all functional. I don't see any of the numbers or letters scratched off. That happens over time. I'm not so sure about this aux cord, but it's probably okay. But that's the least of their problems. As we move down, you'll see that we have a very large cup holder that is down, and you can see the key is placed in the cup holder just for safekeeping for the video. And here's one of the big problems we have. You'll see that we have a spot on our armrest where the leather has kind of been destroyed, wiped away, which is very common when you hop in here. It's very easy to put the elbow there just to help scoot yourself in. Well, if the customer wants to, fix this truck and fix this armrest, one thing that's really fabulous, and it's on the Wizards Amazon affiliate, is this stuff called Mastaplasta to stick on, and it works really well. It has lots of different colors that can match. But so we've got an issue there. When we open this guy up, lots and lots of napkins and pins and all sorts of stuff. So quite stocked. But if we were to lift this up, this does come with a bench seat that does go across. On this seat, we can see we've got a little bit of staining here, and on the driver's seat, there is actually a hole on that outer edge. It's a little hard to see since we're in the truck right now, but so it's got some definite wear on it. The door card's in good shape. I don't see any holes in there, but it's all hard plastic, which does have a lifespan after a while. The back seat is quite large since this is a 4-door truck, and it can hold 6 people if you put the armrest up in the front section. Looks like they've got a box of Champion spark plugs, which might help us in figuring out what's going on. There you go. There's your hint for the day. And the steering wheel is in really good shape. Love the Ram's head in the center with some easy buttons on each side. So other than a little bit of wear and tear on these seats for those 159,000 miles, it's looking okay in here, but what's going on in here is really not the problem. I'm really curious what this looks like on the underneath. Let's get this up in the air.
Apologize for the wind today. It's really windy. We're having some season changes and there's some flapping going on, but let's take a look underneath this thing. Just a real quick look. For what's wrong with this truck, it's really kind of sad. It's pretty nice under here. Let's take a look. Here's our core support and everything. Nothing's leaking in that area. The front of the engine is dry. No serious issues going on there. The brakes are half gone, but they're still good. The shock is not blown out. Nothing loose there. Sway bar link is good. Same story over here. Everything's looking pretty good. Nothing loose. Come to the bottom of the engine. No leaks going on there either. And it brings us back to the transmission. No issues here. Everything's intact. No fluid pouring out. And we come back here to the drive shaft. Nothing's loose on the U-joint. Our exhaust is all stock and original. No damage to the fuel tank, nothing going on there. This U-joint is good as well. Go ahead and check these brakes. They're about half gone as well. Nothing broken or missing. Shocks are not blown out. Sway bar links are good. Half gone brakes here. Sway bar link is good. And shocks are good. Stock exhaust back here as well. And we always check our spare. It's really tight, full of air, so that's good. So it's really clean and nice under here. There's nothing serious going on. Let's get this thing on the ground and find out what's going on with this truck. Everything looks good on the outside underneath. No serious issues there. When we drove it in, it was running really rough. Like, it feels like it's misfiring. It does have a check engine light on, so you don't always have to have an $8,000 scan tool to read codes. This one's actually for sale on our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. It's a Creator CRP123. It looks like it says crap123. It's actually a good little tool. Let's see what we got here. Cylinder 4 misfire detected. Intake temperature circuit. Cylinder 4 misfire again. Intake temperature circuit. That's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and start it for you guys. And it's running right now, but it's shaking pretty hard. I can feel it in the door here. Definitely is a misfire going on. Let's get the hood open. This is the 5.7 Hemi. They're pretty decent engines. They do have trouble in the early 2000s with valve seat failures. They do have lifter tick and lifter issues and a lot of things like that, but they're not a terrible engine. They're okay. We don't work on a lot of trucks here. We really focus on cars and Europeans and some exotics and things. We do work on a half-ton from once in a while, but definitely the 3/4 tons and 1 tons, they really need to go to a truck shop. We don't mess with those here. One thing I do notice, and Junior Mint's the one that did the checks on this. He did a very good job. We noticed that on cylinder number 4, it has a brand new coil pack. You can see the others are kind of dingy and dirty, but that one is shiny and brand new. The customer did mention they've tried plugs, they've tried a new coil, they've tried several different things, and it just won't stop this thing from misfiring. Let's go ahead and remove that coil pack and pull a spark plug and see, maybe we can see something in there. We know cylinder 4 is misfiring from the code. That's what's causing the shake. A new coil and a set of plugs did not solve it. Let's see if we see anything. So here's our brand new coil. I'll go ahead and set that aside. Remove one of these spark plugs. One thing I'm seeing is this spark plug is completely coated in oil. And these do have 2 spark plugs per cylinder on these Hemis, so there's 16 spark plugs, but we're only removing 1. We just need 1 removed. So let's play the game. What do you think is wrong with this engine? It's misfiring really bad. New coil pack, new plugs, still not fixed. Is it A, a hole in the piston? Is it B, an electrical problem with the wiring going to the coil? Or is it C, a failed engine? Let's take a look, guys. Get our handy dandy Techlong out, Mrs. Wizard.
You do like to play with your Techlong, dear.
I don't know why in the world they named it that. That's not me being funny. They really did name it that. All right, let's put it into the cylinder here. And so here's the top of the piston. You can see it looks all wet in there. It's got a thin layer of oil all over everything on this. It's really, really soaked with oil in there. So the next step would be to do a compression test, which Junior Mint has already done. And I apologize, it's starting to rain now. It's kind of loud in the shop. But the numbers he got tell a story. Well, on this bank, there's a cylinder that has 180 psi, one that has 92, one that has 60, and one that has 59. Now, why is only number 4 cylinder misfiring? It's probably something wonky with the misfire detection, but this entire bank, something strange is going on, and it doesn't look good at all. So it came in with the engine running pretty rough. It's already been to another shop and got a very bad diagnosis as far as they didn't do bad work, they just had bad news. We saw that it had a misfire on cylinder number 4 with the check engine light. It does have an intake temperature sensor issue going on, but that's not causing this issue that we have here. And now that we've removed the one coil pack that they replaced and a spark plug, we can see that that cylinder is completely soaked in oil. Both plugs, we've had them removed, are also soaked in oil. So there's very likely some valve damage or some sort of ring damage. Something is really, really wrong with this engine. And knowing that some of these earlier Hemis had issues with valve seats coming loose and doing a lot of damage, which I don't see that happening, but there definitely is a catastrophic failure in here as far as making this engine not run like it's supposed to anymore. It's bad news. Here we are with the holidays, like I just mentioned a minute ago, and this is what they get to enjoy the holidays with. The last shop they took it to said, you need a new engine. And that's exactly the same news we're going to give them here. Could this be fixed? Yes. Regardless of which direction you take, the engine will need to come out. And the time and money you spend on doing the repairs and having the block rehoned and pistons and everything, it'll be just as cost effective, probably even a little cheaper, just to put a reman long block in this and be done. I've had that discussion with customers on the phone. It's just 2 or 3 parts that are bad. Why is it so high? Getting to those parts is the problem. Once you pull the cylinder head off, you just ruined all those head bolts because now they're not reusable. They're torque to yield bolts. Head gaskets, all the different parts and pieces, they're going back together. You start tallying up 100 here, 200 there, 50 here, 75 here. And the list grows really fast. And usually when I describe this to the customers, they're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And just like I've told other customers in the past, you fix the 1 or 2 problems, your engine still has roughly 150,000 miles on it. What if the other side starts acting up? Well, I thought we had this fixed. No, you said only to fix that one little area. You didn't say fix the whole engine. Oh, I should have just got a reman engine and been done. Yeah. The other bad news is the customer says $3 grand, $5 grand, $8 grand, I don't matter. I don't have the money. There's just no way. The holidays are here. I just don't have this right now. They said, if that truly turns out to be the case where it does truly need a new engine, they said stop. We cannot even begin to finance a venture like that. So, with that news being told to us, we're done. This truck is done. Maybe they can sell it to someone who's a backyard mechanic. They can swap out a good motor or fix this one or do whatever they want to do with it. Then they might have a good truck. But these Ram trucks, you can buy them right now, 2-wheel drives like this, for 8 grand, 10 grand. Running and driving, nothing wrong with them. It's not worth it to even fix this one. Anytime that I have bad news like this, I just can't charge a customer money. We probably have 2 hours into this thing. I don't care. I'm not going to charge them for it. This truck will be going away. We'll put everything back together and it's drivable. You can drive it. Maybe they can just drive it as is until it's unusable. That'll be a choice they have to make. Or maybe they can sell it for as is and somebody can fix it. But as it is in the shop here, we can't go any further. And it's kind of a sad story. But I definitely want to do a video for you guys how something that seems like just a rough running engine is not that big of a deal can turn into disastrous news really fast. And it is really good to get a second opinion. Unfortunately, the second opinion this time just reinforces the first one. So it is what it is. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to test this truck or work on any other vehicle in the shop, Check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. If you purchase anything there, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. Also, to click the link to check out Mrs. Wizard's Part Works. They're going to be for sale there. They're really awesome special part works this time around. So make sure to hit the subscribe button here as well. Many more videos to come. Thanks for watching.